Meat bicycle!
Hello everybody, welcome back to Borderlands the pre-sequel. Today I'm going to be kicking off a new series that I'm going to be calling the best builds in Borderlands the pre-sequel. These will be a series of downloadable game saves so you guys can get your hands on them, try them out for yourselves. Either that or you can just watch this video and copy what I've showed you to make this build yourself. So this build is called The Bitch. It was made by a guy called Chuck80 from the Gearbox Software forum. I've contacted him and he's very kindly said that I can bring you guys this build. Link will be in the description for his original post, so go and check that out. So you'll get everything you need in this game save. You'll get a Ultimate Vault Hunter mode level 70 Nisha with the main thing is this right now, the Chronicler of Elpis class mod. This is the only thing really in this build that is pretty vital equipment and weapon wise. But yeah, it's actually named after the Borderlands 2 gun, which is now this guy, the Fatale. So this is pretty much recommended to be your main gun within this build, the hipfire machine. So yeah, like I said, it was named after the bitch from Borderlands 2. And also he says his mother-in-law inspired this build as well, which a lot of people could probably relate to. So yeah, like I said, you'll get everything you need within this build. Mainly the Fatale is the weapon of choice which I recommend, but you've also got a couple of things in the inventory slots which I recommend you use as well, like the Maliwan Snyder, the T4SR and the TDR Splitter. But there's also plenty of other things in there, variety of cryo weapons, a lot of snipers in there as well if you want to sit back and snipe. There's a couple of shock weapons as well, which recommended to strip the shields off enemies. I'll explain why that is important later on, but yeah, it's mainly cryo, which is the weapons of choice that you can use. But also a couple of shock things. You've got shields in there, all sorts of other little bits and bobs. It's not jam-packed with everything because these are just going to be the things that I recommend you use. You can of course go out there and get your own weapons as well, centered around this build. But yeah, this is a full-on cryo build and it's centered around crits. That is the main thing that are going to get you the kills in this. Although the Fatale is the main gun in this build, it's a very versatile build that allows you to play with anything you like as long as it's cryo. It works best in Showdown because of the auto crit feature that Showdown has when you're aiming down the sight, but it can be hipfired too. You'll see examples of this in a few clips that I'm going to bring you soon. So this is the skill set that you will need. Everything you need will be in there, so make sure you replicate that perfectly if you are copying this build. But yeah, basically, how does this build work? So although cryo is nothing special in strength wise compared to other elements, it does normal damage to flesh and armor and it's very weak against shields. But the best thing about cryo is the chance to freeze enemies solid. So when enemies are frozen solid, there's a couple of little buffs that you will get. So melee attacks will do 3.5 times damage. Explosive element guns used against frozen enemies will also do ×3 damage. And also critical hits get 200% type A bonus with a frozen enemy. That is the build that I'm going to bring you now will actually focus more around. It takes advantage of the 200% type A critical hit bonus. So the only piece of gear that is vital, like I've already said, is the Chronicler of Elpis class mod. That's because it boosts cryo damage and also the chance to freeze enemies boost is the most important thing as well, but it also boosts the tombstone skill from 5 points to 9, which everyone knows tombstone is pretty vital on any Nisha build really. So yeah, that is definitely an advantage, but the most important thing is the freeze enemies boost. That is what we want to take advantage of in this build. So yeah, all you need to do basically is freeze the enemy and then just make sure you crit them. So aim down the sight in Showdown is the best way to crit an enemy. Showdown will automatically find the crit spots for you, but also the tombstone skill will find them crit spots as well, and the 9 skill points will also really help you. So as you can see now on this screen, this build is absolutely crazy. As long as you have got all the skills that I've showed you and the cryo weapons, this thing will just absolutely tear through anything that you put near it. It's a really, really easy to kill boss build. I mean, it goes against in general mobbing, it will just tear through them. But against, you know, the smaller bosses, people like Drongo Bones or the Lost Legion Power Suit Noob will just go down in absolute seconds, especially if you've got your kill skill active for Tombstone. But yeah, against the bigger bosses, I will say, especially shielded bosses, you will need to strip their shields first. Cryo does not do well against shields. That is the only, you know, downside to this actual build. But make sure you do that, and you will be fine. So there you go. As I said, that is a level 70 Ultimate Vault Hunter mode Nisha game save made by Chuck80 from the Gearbox Software forum. Check the link in the description, and yeah, enjoy this build. So thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next episode.